Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Bold Metal Nerd coming at you with the next video in my awesome Megadeth discography. In this video, I'm going to be talking about their 1999 release, the much maligned Risk. Now, a lot of fans say, "Oh, Risk is a horrible piece of shit." Well, it is a piece of shit compared to, say, Rust in Peace, but it's not much worse than, say, oh, Cryptic Writings. It just depends on what your baseline is, for how shitty you think the album is. Anyway, overall, I think it's kind of just mediocre. Anyway, Risk is the first album with drummer Jimmy DeGrasso, and it would be their last with Marty Friedman. I guess them's are the breaks, non-Daves in the band. Anyway, they wrote the album hoping it would be a breakthrough on alternative rock radio. And Dave Mustaine blacked the lack of success that Risk faced, being due to the fact that it had it had the Megadeth name attached to it. He said, if anybody else's name was on Risk, it would have sold. I have no idea if that's true, but honestly, I tend to think that's bullshit because the album is not really all that great, regardless of genre or artist. Now, the title of the album is a response to Lars Ulrich telling Mustaine that he needed to take more risks with his music. Thanks a lot, Lars, you fucking cunt. You're not content with just ruining Metallica. You gotta screw up Megadeth, too. Now, I'm just kidding. Megadeth ruined themselves just fine. At least on this album. So how did their second Dan Huff attempt at radio rock turn out? Well, let's find out. Insomnia is a good mid-paced song with some interesting instrumentation and effects, and there's some violins and some other assorted things thrown in. I overall like that song. Next up, you have Prince of Darkness. It's an average mid-paced song with a good groove. After that, you have Enter the Arena. It's the lame intro to Crush 'Em. And then after that, Crush 'Em. Easily the worst song Megadeth had pretty much ever done up to that point. It is just cheesy and lame through and through. After that, you got Breadline, an average semi-ballad with some interesting touches. After that, you got The Doctor Is Calling. It's an interesting, slower number. It's overall a good song. I'll Be There. It's a very different type of song. It's a light, airy song overall. Not bad. After that, you got Wanderlust. It's a song with a wide variety of styles in it. Very experimental, but overall, it's just an average song. Following that up, you have Ecstasy. It's a mid-paced semi-ballad with a good groove. It's a fairly solid song. After that, you got Seven. A good mid-paced rocker with some great bottom end. And then after that, you got Time, the Beginning, and the End. Now, I know these are separate tracks on the album, but honestly, they're just two parts of the same song. And the beginning is an excellent ballad that flows perfectly into the end, which, of course, the heavier part. And it's a great mid-paced conclusion with an excellent crunch and sound. Those time songs are just fucking awesome. But anyway, overall, this is definitely Megadeth's least metal album, and that's saying something, as Cryptic Writings represented a large lightening of their sound. Though I would still call it a metal album, but barely. They experimented the most on this album, but considering the direction they went on Cryptic Writings, it's not a huge shock. Anyway, for my own verdict, I just give it a 50 out of 100, which is higher than what many Megadeth fans would give it. But to me, this album is just average. It's not extremely bad, and there are some good solid tracks on this one. Now, I'll grant you average is shit by Megadeth's own standards, and I would honestly say this album is only for Megadeth completists. If you're not a hardcore fan, you can safely pass this one up. Although you may want to cherry pick and download the two time songs, as they are excellent. Next up, I will be talking about Megadeth's response to the lackluster performance and negative fan response of Risk. And I, of course, am talking about The World Needs a Hero. So anyway, if you like this, please watch my next Megadeth video, and I will see you guys in just a minute.